Recording, and we're recording. All right. Thanks for being here, everyone. Sit back and relax and enjoy the Monday edition of TMS, which begins in 3, 2, 1.
You've never seen the task force from up here on my bridge, have you?
No, sir, I haven't.
Would you like to?
Very much, sir.
Snap off that light. We'll go out and have a look.
Wendy, not a chance.
The Morning Stream, the fresh snacks with a snack in the middle.
That's the one Fletcher thing I don't understand. The fresh snacks with the snack in the middle. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I don't know. Is that for combos or something? I don't know what that's for.
I don't either. I've played it like, I don't know, a dozen times, and it just hit me. I don't really know what he's saying.
Fresh snack with a snack in the middle?
Yeah, the fresh snacks, plural, with a snack singular, in the middle.
Snack in the middle. Huh.
Is he talking about songs? Is he talking about,
I don't know.
I don't know. Are we the snacks? Are we fresh?
We're fresh.
Oh.
We're fresh snacks, Scott. And
I don't feel fresh. Mom,
what happens when you don't have that? When you have that not so fresh feeling?
Well, honey, as we walk around the park and I give you advice on your
douche. Just once, I'd like to see that commercial end with that.
Yeah. So Brian stands before you, probably because he would. He would rather not sit, probably, given your. I don't know. Your butt probably still hurts a little. No, maybe a little.
Fine today. Yeah, let's talk about it. So this was the weekend. This was the MS 150 weekend, Saturday. Got up at the ass crack of before dawn.
Yep.
In 57-degree weather.
It's not too bad. It's all right.
It's actually not too bad. You know what? I've had years where it was blazing hot and it didn't rain, and I would trade those for this. 57 degrees at the start, never got higher than 72. We had one big rain, like one downpour right during our lunch stop, and I sent a photo of that to the chat. We thought we were going to be there for half an hour waiting for it to clear up because there was lightning. And they told us at that point, stay away from the poles, the edges of the tents. Just stay in the middle of the tent because there's lightning nearby. And nobody go out on the course. So we're like, okay, cool. That's fine.
Yeah, whatever you got to do.
And lunch stop was kind of the turning point for me. Or not turning point, but it was like there was before lunch stop and then there was after the lunch stop. And was doing great. That was about the 40th mile was the lunch stop.
Okay.
Sat down, ate. Tina and Aunt Barb were working. They were volunteering, so they were at that stop. It's in Berthoud for those who know the Colorado area, who want to look it up on a map. We started in Broomfield and then rode up to Berthoud. And sat down, had a turkey sandwich, some chips, an orange, and then said, all right, well, I'm going to go reapply some butt butter.
Yeah.
And
sorry, I was really enjoying the specificity of the orange and the you were just like
the turkey sandwich. Well, somebody asked what was on the menu for lunch.
All right.
Claire did.
Fair enough.
So big thanks to Mike, listener Mike, who sent, like, it arrived Friday, right? It arrived the afternoon or the evening before the ride. Open up this box from Amazon. It says, just want to thank you for all the stuff you do, TMS, and want to wish you a good ride. Open up the box, and it's a package. It's a tube of D's Nuts butt butter or chamois butter.
Yeah.
And what's great is that it was a little tube that I could fit in the back of my jersey, because right now I've got like a vat of the chamois, whatever they call it, chamois butter, whatever it is.
Yeah, you scoop it out or whatever.
Perfect.
Yeah.
What's that?
You scoop it out with your hand normally, right?
You scoop it out with your hand, and then you've got a hand smeared with this chamois butter.
Yeah.
And you're like, what am I doing with this? They did have some Blink-182 latex blue rubber gloves, I guess latex gloves, at a few of the rest stops in case you had a tub of butter. But anyway, so went in the bathroom. Here's what happened while I was in the bathroom. Go in it's a little plastic porta potty.
Sure.
Go in there, close the door. I pee. I'm not going to go into detail about that. And I start hearing this like tapping. I'm like, oh, what's the tapping from? Even though I know exactly what the tapping is. And the tapping is getting louder and louder and more prominent and heavier. And I do a little, squeeze of grease into the chamois, pull up my pants, wash my hands, and as I'm doing all that, the tapping has turned into just machine gun fire hitting the roof of this porta potty. And I open the door, and I'm hit with kind of a gust of wind and all of this rain coming sideways at me into the porta potty.
Wow.
So I kind of run my way back over to the tent where my uncle is. My uncle and I pretty much rode the ride roughly together the whole way. He's a stronger rider than me on flats and down hills. Uphills, I think I haven't beat on uphills, but so there were lots of times we were separated by a mile or two, but we met at every stop and left every stop together.
And it's never wall-to-wall people, right? You pass that up in the beginning of the race. There's
even that, right? I mean, there's the wall-to-wall people at the very beginning, but they staggered everything because of they're still practicing safe protocols and stuff. So they staggered the race and only had one team cross the starting line at any given time. And then said, okay, Linda Luz, get up here. It's going to be your turn to cross the starting line. All right, ain't too proud to sag. You guys get up here. Coneheads, you guys come up here. Coneheads are a team that actually have orange safety cones glued to their helmets.
Oh, wow.
Lots of people actually have stuff like, there's a lot of I don't want to say cosplay, a lot of dress up for this. It's really what people glue to their helmets. Some people have like longhorn horns on them and
Here's
stuff
the
like
Captain
that.
America helmet. I can't remember. You were going to do something like that, right?
I have the wings over there that I 3D printed. I never ended up gluing them to my to my helmet.
Okay, but you wore the helmet, right?
But I wore the orange helmet. I didn't wear the blue Captain America one because it's more solid, less air gets through that thing, and I thought it would be hotter after 75 miles of riding.
Yeah, you need the cool air. Sure. You need the breeze, man. I get it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the rain is just pouring down, and they're telling us, yeah, get under the tents and stay away from the poles on the edge of the tents because there's lightning. And we're like sitting there thinking, oh my God, how long is it going to take for this thing to blow over? And we are huddled together. There is no social distancing going on under this tent.
Sure.
Probably about 60 of us under one of these tents.
Sure.
Finally, it clears up. And we're like, let's just go for it. It's still kind of sprinkling a little bit, but whatever, it'll pass. And we look back, and the way the wind is blowing from the north going to the south, there's blue sky. The clouds are breaking up, and we're thinking, all right, that's great. This is going to break up. We're going to have sunshine the whole rest of the way.
Yeah.
We did for a while, and that was that leg. That was like a 14-mile leg from the lunch stop to the next rest stop. That's actually. No, I take that back. I was going to say that's where most of the video was shot, but no, the video was shot earlier.
Sure.
But that was a difficult leg for me. I don't know what it was about the hills on that leg, but I was struggling. I was like, heavy breathing. I was having to stop at the top of hills to catch my breath. My watch was telling me that I was up at about 165, as high as 170 beats per minute. So I'm like, okay, let's see if I can catch my breath and get my heart rate down. That was the highest I ever saw, was like 170. Then you get the downhills, and it cools you off a little bit and also gives you some momentum for the next hill. Got basically through that stop to the next rest stop, got into the chat room and chatted with everybody for a minute while we waited. Got back on another 14 miles to the last rest stop before the finish line. I'm like, all right, yeah, totally going to do it. This is good. I'm all right. Good. Then we get to what has been defined on this ride as the Beast. Now, I have not ever crossed the finish line at Broomfield. The times that I've done the ride before, they either pulled us off the course for lightning on the second day, and I never saw the finish line, or never went to the finish line down there. Or there was one year I did the Saturday, got sick, and couldn't do the Sunday, so I never got to cross the finish line.
Sure.
So I said, I'm going to do it today. I'm totally going to do it today. But I round this corner, and ahead of me is the Beast, and it is a wall. It's a hill that is going straight up. And if if you go to my the Facebook post where I post the Strava ride, you can click the analyze button and see the elevation changes, and you get to that last mile and it is a straight up. So at that point I'm like, all right, Brian, you got this, you can do this. I switch my playlist to Muse. And it's like, and they pick the perfect songs for me. Pick that one that's like, yeah, you've got to be the best. You got to do that. You know, it's like that whole Muse, like, you can do it song.
It's firing you up. It's getting you ready to.
It is firing me up.
Got it.
And what I'm doing is I'm focusing. I'm not even looking straight ahead. I'm looking down at my front wheel and the 10 feet in front of my front wheel. Because if I look at that and I just pedal, then I don't get psyched out by the hill in front of me. And then the rain came back. It started pouring down on us again, like another, not quite the downpour we had at the lunch stop, but a moderate rain, probably close to the photo that you sent me the day before, the video you sent me the day before.
Sure.
And it's like, all right, I'm just gonna do it. I'm not gonna stop. And I had Tina in my head saying, "You got this, Brian." I had my uncle in my head saying, "You got this." I had you in my head saying, "You got this." Like, you know, just focusing, taking my mind off the road by thinking about all these people who would be like cheering me on as I do this.
Yeah.
Finally get to the top of the hill, make the right turn, and it's really just like a coast down 112th Avenue back to the finish line.
You like a good coast at the end, right? That's how you want it.
Like a good coast at the end. I would have liked a longer coast at the end, but crossed the finish line for the first time on that leg and the Broomfield leg, and the rest is history. They didn't have medals for us this year. First year that I do the whole thing, and they didn't have medals for us.
Oh, why? Why not? What was the deal?
They blamed COVID, but I don't know what the deal is with that. How do you what about a medal is
the great medal shortage of 2021? Come on, that doesn't sound right.
Totally.
Yeah, unless it was, I don't know, maybe it's special metal they use for the medals. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know.
Metal for the medal.
Leninade asks, where would you say you were on the ride? Towards the front, the middle, or the back? I would say because we sat there and watched a lot of the riders come in after I did. I'd say it was probably 2/3 from the head of the pack.
It's pretty good.
And that was the thing. Yeah, I mean, it's certainly not a race. They say, it's not a race. Ride your own ride. Ride what's comfortable.
Sure.
Whatever.
No heart attacks.
But man, there are some friggin' powerhouse people that do this thing year after year after year.
Oh yeah.
And I'll be going up a hill, and these guys will zip past me like they're going, like somehow they've bent the laws of physics and they're going downhill. Like, and I'm like,
I have a feeling there's a group of people that are just like, hey, there's a bike race every other day, and I'm going to go to all of them. So.
Yeah, some of the people had just done the previous weekend, Ride the Rockies, which is like, you take this one and take that little elevation thing of showing the hills and valleys and stretch it vertically about, 3 times. And that's like the things you're doing for the Ride the Rockies. So
yeah.
Anyway, 79.7 miles total clocked in on Strava. And I'm just so glad it was a one day this year, because I would not have been able to ride the second day.
Yeah. I don't know how you even do the first, let alone the second. So I feel you.
Yeah.
Well, that's
so
awesome.
Anyway, those of you who contributed and donated, big thanks to all of you. And that money goes right to fight the fight against MS, which my aunt has. Mava, listener in the chat room, has. Mikey Newman, I think. Mikey Newman in the chat room has, or in the Tadpool family has it.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. Did your aunt ride this year or no? I can't remember. She
didn't. Her cardiologist told her not to, so she and Tina did the volunteered at the lunch stop.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, yeah, that's perfect. Well, if you think that's interesting, wait till tomorrow when Brian tells us about freeze-dried Cheetos.
That's right, exactly.
Yeah,
mystery date. Tina and I did a mystery date this weekend. The news, or the story about that will be tomorrow. It's a quicker story.
Yeah, well, and look forward to that, everybody. We like to keep you hanging. We want you wanting more from our lives. I will tell you a brief interaction I had yesterday that made me laugh for about a half an hour.
Okay.
Not yesterday, sorry, Saturday. We went to the farmer's market over here by us.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Just walked over. It's very nice. It wasn't too hot yet. It was about 10 a.m. So we're like, we'll get out there before the sun's really pounding down on us or whatever. But I'm wearing like a long sleeve white tee to keep the sun off me, and this hat that makes me look like I'm picking weeds or something. I don't know. It's just I look like an idiot.
Okay.
But I have horrible, stupid white guy skin. I got to be careful. So
yeah,
I'm out there doing that.
We sizzle when we go outside.
Yeah, it's bad. So we're out there doing that, and it's fine. Everything's great. There's a bunch of booths and tents and people selling artwork and food and salsas and jams and jellies and just all the kind of thing you see at one of these things.
Love a good farmer's market.
Yeah, it's great. And all the kids came and met up with us, and we all went together. And so we're doing that, and we get to this tent full of... Or actually, it was the same as I had last week. I think I mentioned I had African food. I think for the first time. I've never had this before. And it was fan-freaking-tastic. And it's this amazing family who runs this booth who are from Africa. I don't remember where... I should remember the country within the continent of Africa, but I forgot. But anyway, super nice people, amazing accents. Like they've got that whole, if you like chicken, you can. It's just this amazing, like deep, very not here accent. I love it. Yeah. And just beautiful people. Anyway, and they're so nice. And I'm like, we're going there again. We got to go talk to those people. They were awesome last time, so let's go over there. So the line's kind of long, and we're not sure this is gonna be good or not, because it's taking forever. Yeah. And then I overhear this conversation between the dude who is ahead of all of us in line, who's talking to the guy who runs the thing. And he goes, now tell me about a rapist. A rapist. And I went, my ears went bling, like, whoa, what are we doing? And I look over here and I see this guy asking this dude about a rapist. And the guy goes, no, it's Arapas or something. I'm not sure I'm even saying it right, but he was like trying to say it correctly. He goes, a rapist? A rapist? He just kept doing it. He couldn't get it right. He just kept saying a rapist over and over and over. And I was laughing so hard, I couldn't hardly contain my freaking self. I was like losing it. I just wanted to walk over to this guy, as white as I am, this guy.
Yeah.
Just struggling with is it Arapas? Arapis? I'm not sure how you say it. Claire's spelling it right.
Arepa. I think it still is Arepas.
Is it Arepas?
Arepas. They're like fat tacos, aren't they? Or fat?
Kinda. They look
sandwiches?
like rolled. Like a sandwich, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorta. I didn't get one, but yeah. This guy could not stop. And then when the guy would correct him, it wasn't like he said, "Okay, yeah, I'll have that." He went, "Oh, so a rapist? A rapist?" And I realized this guy doesn't even hear himself. He doesn't know what he's saying.
Right, yeah, he's...
But the guy in the booth knew. He was like all uncomfortable and going, please don't say it anymore. Like just
right, yeah, exactly.
Oh, it was hilarious.
Maybe you need to consult the rapist.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it was a real dumb moment, and I enjoyed it. But my friend Andrew stopped by. Completely random visit by my old pal Andrew, who is as close as I have to a meat space best friend, I guess. Someone who I've just known forever. I've known him since, I don't know, when did we meet? 94. We've been hanging out since, here and there. It used to be all the time, like just constantly. If we go to each other's house and beat like the entirety of Metal Gear Solid in 2 days, kind of friendship, that sort of thing.
Cool.
Anyway, he came by, and he's a complete gun nut freak. Loves the guns. Can't get enough of the guns. Collects them. Has a cold storage cement bunker basement thing full of them. It's just his thing. He's into it. Sure. He happened to have in his truck one of the guns. And so I thought, hey, I'm going to hold that gun because I want to see what this is. I've never held an AR-15. I want to see what this is like. So I held it, and I have a picture to show you and the chat of the gun that I held. Hold on.
Oh,
there
my
it is.
God.
Now, tell me I don't look like a dude on January 6th or something. Like, look at me.
You are just one pelt away from being the QAnon shaman.
Yeah, it's kind of that way. The wide angle, he took it in that widespread iPhone angle.
Who's in the driver's seat of that car, Scott? I gotta know.
Yeah, ma'am, please exit the vehicle. I'm making a citizen's arrest, please. Give me your burrito. But it really widescreened me and made me fat looking, so I think it added about 8 pounds. But anyway, whatever. The point is, that gun
the camera adds
is
8 pounds. I've heard that phrase. Yes.
That clip is empty, so I didn't have my finger on the trigger ever. I'm smart enough to know that. I've been through some training, but it freaked me out. I was holding this and it hit me. I'm like, oh wait, this is one of those guns that everyone always uses to like shoot up a store. Like this is that gun.
Yeah.
It's an AR-15. That thing right there on top by my eye is a red dot sight, which I've only ever messed with in a video game.
Yeah, so it actually is a laser sight.
Yeah, so
that's cool.
Sight. So I was putting a laser on the other side of his door in his truck there, and then on the front, I guess that's a flashlight. But it's like a full-blown tactical hoo-ha, and he keeps this just in his truck. This is his truck gun, and you wouldn't know it if you looked at him. He's like this fancy boy dressed, slick back hair, perfect teeth looking. The stereo. I guess what I'm saying is the stereotype doesn't apply to him. I mean, you might even think, oh, truck, but this is just like utility for him. He usually drives a BMW hybrid. Like, he's kind of a, he's one of those guys, but he
what does he
expect?
I support anybody who is licensed and has had training to own guns. Totally fine with that. But what is he expecting to happen that he's going to need to have an AR-15 at a moment's notice when he's out driving his truck?
Well, he also believes in aliens, and so
okay. I take back. I think that should be actually on the form. Well, no, you know what? There have to be aliens, right? Infinite universe.
Yeah, probably is. Yeah.
It'd be silly to think that there's not other life forms out there. But
right. I mean, he mainly just like shooting the things. Like he'll take them to shooting ranges, right? But the problem is these days, and ask anybody who's really into gun stuff, I guess rounds, like the actual bullets, are extremely expensive right now.
Sure.
And it's because of a shortage. So. And he explained it to me. So here, there's going to be a bunch in our audience who maybe want to correct some of this because I'm not sure he's right. But this is what his explanation to me. He says, look, back in the Obama years, all gun enthusiasts thought they were going to have their guns taken away. They didn't, but they thought they were.
Right,
that's
right,
whatever.
Exactly. They thought, as soon as so-and-so takes... Yep.
Yeah. Now, here's the deal. There were enough mass shootings during Obama where we didn't do anything that I think they were probably safe. But part of that business thrives on hysteria. Right? It thrives on, they're going to take what? I'm going to stock up. That's how it works. Next administration comes in. That's a downtime for the business because the no threat or the no perceived threat to someone taking your stuff means that nobody's rushing out buying things, which means it's not being manufactured at the levels it was, which means you potentially set yourself up for a potential shortage. Then a new administration comes in that isn't so pro-gun, and now you kind of go back to the same pattern, except now there are less bullets to buy because they didn't make that many. And there's he was like, there's a reason why the NRAs almost went bankrupt during the Trump years, or may still, because it just isn't. You're just not seeing the money as often because no one's afraid of getting their guns taken because they're whatever, the perceived threat just isn't there. So there's like this ringer. But he says you're spending like $3 a round right now. So imagine one bullet, $3. Two bullets.
It's the razor mentality, right? Yeah, give him the gun for free, but really you'll rake him over the coals on the ammo.
Yeah. So there's probably more to this. I'm sure there's a lot more to this. I don't know. But if whatever those details are, someone will also have to email in. I claim to be no expert on any of this, but he, and I should clarify, his thing with aliens is he's always loved, like, what's the show on History Channel with the guy with the hair?
That guy.
He loves that. He loves that stuff. He watches it.
Called.
Yeah, he's really.
I only know it by the meme. Yeah.
Right. So
ancient aliens. Yeah.
So I've always teased him about that, given him a hard time about it, but whatever. Once again I came away from this interaction going, I mean, I really don't want any of these. I don't want this. I don't want the responsibility of these guns, even if I'm fully licensed and all this training and the this and the that and the other thing. I don't know. I got other hobbies and I don't want to.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I don't want to ever, like, I don't want to get paranoid either, where I think, well, the only way to do anything is if you have a gun with you. Like, I know there are people who think that way, and that's fine. Think what you're going to think. I don't know if it's for me. It's not my bag. But it was fun holding it because, it's like a big toy. It's like a big, dangerous, horrible toy sometimes, but a toy. Like, the thing I know what he likes about it. He loves, like, German engineering and cars with, like, really refined qualities, like alloy wheels and I don't know, paint jobs that will never go away. And he's really into like precision engineering and guns. If you're a gun fetishist, you're all into that stuff. You love that.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's fun stuff. Everybody, don't shoot people is what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, please don't. Right.
Let's get into some fun today.
Yeah.
With a pal of ours. I don't have him handy. Here he is. Now he's handy. We're adding him to the call. We're going to play a game. It's not tic-tac-toe. Where are we here? Okay, there we go. And then...
it's okay, we talked to you. I'll vamp while you get him on Discord.
Yeah, I'm all out. Oh, here he is. He's here now. Join us in welcoming Brian Dunaway to the show. Hello, Brian.
Oh, hi, Scott and Brian.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
How are you guys?
Oh, good, man.
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
I feel good. I don't feel like I have any little people in me or anything.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want another.
You
don't want
Dennis Quaid inside you?
Got a little Dennis Quaid out of there. He's not in there.
You
It's
don't
all
want to.
good.
You don't
I
want a
feel
strange.
much better today.
You don't want a strange man inside you, do you? You don't want that.
No one wants that.
I'm
In a strange place.
We if the hint isn't strong enough, we watched Inner Space for Film Sack this weekend, and just yesterday, in fact, and it's up and posted now. So if you wanted to see whether or not the Martin Short, Dennis Quaid, Joe Dante epic is still any good, maybe that's where you go check that out. And it is, by the way. It's very good. We enjoyed it. It's a good movie. Holds up.
For sure.
Brian's good to have you here. We're going to play Battle Royale, and Brian here will explain which kind we're going to do today. Brian?
That's correct. Yes, we're going to play the Morning Squirm. This is a back-and-forth trivia game where Scott and Brian will match wits on topics that Cliff Clavin would have offered up at the Chisba. Scott and Brian are going to take turns answering multiple-choice trivia questions, and if they get it wrong, the other player gets a point. Player with the most points after 5 questions wins the prize for their contestant. These contestants, by the way, are pulled from members of the Tadpool that aren't able to listen live. So Scott is going to be playing for Corey from Adelaide, Australia. Good day, mate. And Brian Dunaway is going to be playing for Chad from Sauk City, Wisconsin, which is the home of Culver's.
Oh, Culver's.
No.
That's
Culver's.
a burger. You can get a burger at Culver's.
You can get a burger there, a butter beer burger. No, butter burger or something.
Better burger.
A butter burger.
Yeah.
Gotta love Culver's. All right, so I never keep track of who won the last one, but I think what we'll do is we'll...
Oh, yeah, you do.
Did you win the last one, Brian, last week?
No. I mean, you keep track of it. I know you do somewhere.
I don't. I really don't.
In your crazy little head. Go ahead.
I don't, but I've got the heads or tails method here. TMS Vegas coin. This side with the heads, with Scott and my heads on it, is heads.
Yeah.
This side with just the little red stripes is tails. Here we go.
Be giving one of those away this week, by the way, to somebody.
Oh, cool.
I found
you
one.
know, I've flipped it and I have it held under my hand. Scott, call it. Heads. Or
Heads. Heads.
Tails.
Damn it.
It is.
Oh.
Ryan Dunaway goes first.
Damn it.
We gonna get this, Chad?
Ryan.
Damn it.
In 2008, 2 sisters found this and sold it on eBay for $1,350. Was it a potato that looked like Abe Lincoln, a piece of bread that looked like it had Jesus's face on it, a cornflake shaped like Illinois, or a carrot that looked like a perfect penis?
Oh my gosh. That last one took a turn.
Yep.
Kind of did, yeah. Good morning, everybody.
How do you define perfect penis?
Yeah, I don't know.
All right.
Just like don't know.
And this was when? 2008? Because it was 2008?
2008, they found this and sold it on eBay for $1,350.
$1,350. Wow. Well, I think that's kind of high for the perfect penis. So I'm going to go with I'm gonna go with I like cereal, so I'm gonna go with the flake you say. Was it a
cornflake?
Yeah, cornflake.
Shaped like Illinois.
That's it.
All right. Is it a cornflake shaped like Illinois? It is.
Oh,
Brian
wow.
Donnelly has a point.
Well done. I wouldn't have in a million
I would have
years.
paid that.
I wouldn't have.
Only reason why I picked that was because it was a cereal trivia.
Right.
We do that.
All right. Scott.
Yeah.
Which of these activities has a 1 in 4,292 chance of you getting smashed by a car?
Okay.
Is it walking, skateboarding, bicycling, or roller skating? Gives you a 1 in 4,292 chance of getting smashed by a car.
So smashed by a car meaning like run into a car.
Yeah, just get hit by a car.
Okay.
I don't know what he says. Smash.
He's smashing on you.
Yeah, that's a weird.
Yeah,
that's a weird thing.
It's a weird way it's phrased, but
I'll say skateboard. It just feels like something they'd have numbers for since it's prominently featured in cities and things.
Is it skateboarding? Oh, it is not.
Damn it!
Oh, would it be? Yeah. Do I get a shot?
You get a point anyway. But what do you think it is?
I think it's bikes.
It's not. It's walking, actually. Yeah,
Really?
walking gives you a 1 in 4,292 chance of getting hit by a car.
I'm trying to figure out if that's good or bad.
Well, I mean, it's bad. Seems like
Bad. Yeah.
Well, I mean, but what does it increase over your regular walking to the car? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I
Sure.
see. Yeah, like like most people fall in the tub and get hurt more often than if you get in a car accident or whatever.
Right.
But, yeah, I don't know.
Contextualization. Interesting.
Everything's got a risk. Like right now, what am I risking? Electricity, probably some kind of blowout. This Mac Mini's gonna explode in my face.
Saying something stupid and losing the house.
Yeah.
You know.
There is that. Yes.
Something like that.
All right, Brian. This one will come back to you. Speaking of dying, morbid. You're 9% more likely to die on which of these holidays?
Oh.
Is it New Year's Eve, Christmas Day, Valentine's Day, or New Year's Day? So New Year's Eve, Christmas Day, Valentine's Day, or New Year's Day?
It seems like Christmas just seems.
We lost you.
Brian,
still here.
Okay,
there we go. Now we got you
Am I
back.
still here?
You
Okay.
cut out for a
still
sec. You're
here?
good.
You're here now.
good.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Good. I didn't die. So what's the day? Like July the 4th? No, not quite. All right. I'm gonna go with Christmas for an increased chance of dying. You big dummies.
Yeah.
All right. Is it Christmas? It is.
Oh
Yes,
man,
you got
what the
point.
frick?
Wow.
How did you know that?
How did I know that?
Yeah.
I mean, it's the biggest holiday of the year. It's the only time. I mean,
I would
just
think
don't
I would have guessed New Year's Eve for people just over drinking and
Right.
dying doing stupid
But
things drunk.
I don't think people probably. I don't know. It just didn't feel like it would be New Year's Eve.
I do have an X-Acto knife with me. I wonder if
I
that.
think it's
there
very
you go.
stressful. I mean, isn't that like the most stressful holiday of the year?
Yeah,
Christmas?
but like, why would it lead? I don't know why it would lead to more deaths, but
attacks.
You must be. I mean, obviously you're right.
Suicide, heart
Sure,
attacks.
Sure. Too much Christmas chicken or whatever you do.
You
So
get,
if
I mean, you get a new BB gun. You shoot your eye out with it.
That's right.
I mean,
We all know that.
Yeah.
Look, I've got this X-Acto knife, and I don't know why I have it here, but this will be the cause of. I'll like actually nick an artery or something. That's how I'm gonna go. I'm gonna put that way over here. Way
Jeez.
over there.
Yeah.
I always worry
All
about
right.
reaching into my supply box of art supplies.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's why you just keep a cover on there. Keep a little
Yeah.
cover on your X-Acto knife like
Sure.
that.
Why not?
Yeah. All right. Scott, back to you.
Okay. All right.
According to the FDA,
Uh-huh.
the average person consumes about a pound of this in their food each year.
Oh.
Is it
Okay.
is it A, fecal flakes,
Ugh.
B, human
Fecal
hair,
flakes.
B, human hair,
Yeah.
C, untraceable chemicals, or D, insects? A pound per year,
A
according to
pound.
the FDA.
Gotta be. There's no way it's fecal flakes. That's too much per year. Maybe. Per
I'm just gonna. I
month.
love fecal flakes, so I'm gonna
Fecal flakes.
eat that all day.
It stays crispy even in milk.
Yeah, even in
Right.
Shit.
This tastes like shit.
Mikey, he likes it. All right, I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with the bugs, insects.
Insects. Is it insects? It is insects.
Okay.
Is it really?
That I can deal with.
Pound?
For the FDA, you eat about a pound of insects in your food every year.
That sounds so made up. There's no way it's a pound. Holy Moses.
The FDA says, take it up with them, Dunaway.
All right.
All right, and you get the last question here. Brian, which of these facts about rats is true?
They're jerks.
They are jerks. A, they can tread water for up to 40 hours. B, they actually have sex with other species outside of rats. C, they can actually laugh. Or D, mother rats can train their babies to avoid traps.
Interesting.
Ugh.
I've seen some trivia on this. And rats, they do swim, and they can do it for a long time. That's how they get from a place you wouldn't think they'd get to a place like, how do rats get here? I'm gonna go with A.
All right. Can they tread water for up to 40 hours? Oh, no, they can't. They can swim for long periods of time, but not for 40 hours. Scott, you got the point. Do you have a guess?
Give me what were the other three?
Yep. They have sex with species outside of rats.
Yeah.
They can actually laugh, or mother rats can train their babies to avoid traps.
I'm going to go with that last one, the mother rats business. They're freaky smart.
It is not. Rats can actually laugh.
Really?
Oh,
What?
weird.
What? I
Yes.
want to hear a rat laugh. I'm going to find it.
Now, I know Rizzo dates outside of his species.
Here's a video. I'll give you a little video.
Oh, there's tons of these. You can tickle them and stuff.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Oh, my gosh. All right.
Do not tickle your rats.
Here's an ultrasonic rat giggle.
Okay.
Let's see if this will play. Wait, why is the volume?
New research
Oh, it's really quiet. Okay, hold on.
During a tickle attack. For Scientific American, this is Catherine Caruso.
Okay, I don't want ASMR lady.
Science a rat into a fit of giggles.
Here we go.
New research
Okay, so
reveals
it's a weird sound, but it's a laugh, eh? That's an actual laugh they're making.
Apparently, it's an actual laugh. Yes.
All right.
Who's betting this? I'm not buying it, scientist. Oh, he's laughing. I'm telling you. No, he's not.
No, it's totally a laugh. It's totally a laugh. Final score: Brian Dunaway with 3 points,
Yeah.
Scott with 2 points. Congratulations to Chad from Sauk City, Wisconsin. You're going to get a copy of Railway Empire and Battlestar Galactica Deadlock on
Both
Steam.
fantastic games, both of those. Very good games. Yeah, I
And,
just played
but-
Railway Empire last night for about an hour. That game is so
Wow.
good. Yeah, it's really good. You got two good ones there, and that Battlestar Galactica. Don't let the licensing sort of junkware fool you. It's like a really good strategy game based in the BSG universe. It's really good.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. But Corey from Adelaide, Australia, you're not going home empty-handed. Well, you might already be home empty-handed, but we're not going to be responsible for you going home empty-handed. You're going to get a copy of Basingstoke. Basingstoke.
Sure. I don't know.
Also on Steam.
Well done. Congratulations.
So nobody gets a carrot shaped like the perfect penis? All right.
Nobody gets a carrot shaped like the perfect penis.
No one
Sorry.
ever does.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
That's right. Well done there, Chad and Corey. Sorry, but also you got a good thing, so don't worry about it too much. Hey, Dunaway, today we're doing the Boop Show. Wait, what? People say what? It's usually Tuesdays. We're back to Mondays.
People say what?
People say what?
I got a thing on Tuesdays now that's a little bit interfery that time frame, so we're moving it back to Mondays. Monday at 3:30 Mountain Time. That'll be today at 3:30 Mountain for the live show, and of course on the podcast whenever you want to get it. What are you reviewing? What game? Just to give them a tease.
It's gonna be a demo game. It's gonna be Scary Puppets.
Ooh, Scary Puppets. I don't know what that
Yeah,
is.
it's gonna be a Scary Puppet game.
I'm sure it's great. Oh, I want
It is
to
amazing.
hear Brian's laughing video. I missed it. Hold on. So here's a laughing rat, the one that Brian Ibbett put in the thing. Okay, here's old man rat tickler.
Old man
To animals
rat
playing,
tickler.
we have heard
Tickler.
what appeared to be the sounds of laughter. And we studied these for a couple of years without quite understanding that this might be laughter.
Okay, here we go.
And then one day we decided that we had to
talking
obtain
a
these
lot.
down to our auditory tickle.
There it goes.
These animals
Wait.
be laughter.
Is
These
it really
animals
laughter,
would-
dude?
That little.
Are we sure they're
Yeah.
not just being, like irritated and we're bugging them?
Right.
Totally might be.
Whatever.
That's their I'm about to bite you. Noise.
Yeah, that video also was rough shape. Anyway, hey,
Yeah.
So that'll be today, 3:30 Mountain Time. Check it out. Me and Brian Dunaway doing a show about video games in the indie space, and we love doing it. Brian, anything else you want to mention?
No. Rats can swim for a really long time.
Yeah. Nice. Well, then, bye. All right. So he's gone. Do tune in because I have stuff to say about a game that I think is pretty rad, and we want you to be.
I know it's not indie, but have you been playing any Mario Golf?
I have been. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I think it is a well-made mascot-based golf game, but it doesn't do anything crazy or special. It just sort of is a good, okay golf game.
It is, yes.
And if that's what you want, you're good. If that's what you're looking for.
I'm a little irritated by the whole run to your ball. It's like, I don't want to do that.
They want you to play speed golf, and that's fun with multiplayer. Like that's a really good time. But
that's true. Yeah.
In the AI stuff, it's not my favorite. Yeah. But yeah, it's a how do I put this? It's a competent entry in the series. It's not going to blow your minds or break the mold or change the world. Like the adventure mode part of it is more of an extended tutorial than it is anything else, which is kind of a bummer because I wanted that to be sort of a deep story thing. Wario is in it, so therefore higher points just for him being in it. But yeah, it's okay. I'll say it's A-okay. 7 out of 10, Brian. 7 out of 10.
That's good. Yeah, I think that's an adequate review.
Yeah,
for an adequate game.
Yeah, it's not quite meh. Like it's not bad. It certainly isn't bad. It's not even close to bad.
No.
But is it worth $59 at the level that it is? Maybe not. But also they've promised new courses, new stuff coming down the road. Like they're going to constantly feeding free content into it, and that may change the whole opinion because that's cool when they do that. So yeah, it's all right. Let's just put it that way. All right, Brian, let's do this.
In the News is sponsored by... You'll find quality in our corner.
Hey, it's time for the news, and it's brought to you by...
And we just mentioned it. Speaking of which, boop, moving days. It's Mondays again, 3:30 p.m. Mountain Time today, as you heard Brian and Scott talking about it. Go to frogpants.tv for the live stream, and then later on the podcast. That's 3:30 p.m. Mountain Time.
And yes, for the chat, for the questions, it's the whole roster. It's Waluigi, it's Wario, it's Toad. It's
Toad, Princess.
Everybody. It's Bullet freaking Bill. Or no,
Bomb King, whatever his name is.
Yeah, the big fat bomb guy. He's in it. All of Bowser's kids, of course, Bowser, Donkey Kong. I think Diddy Kong's even in it. I'm not sure actually about that, but they're all in it. It's what you expect. It's one of those, and just a good old fashioned like you can. Here's the thing, Brian. You want to avoid that run into your ball thing. Just play the golf mode, like the normal. Let's just go do holes.
Right. Yeah, I just wanted to do adventure mode to see what it was like. But yeah, if I do, I've tried a game under golf mode, and it's like, boom,
it's just,
boom, hit
it's
it.
just golf,
Yeah.
And that's fine. If that's what you're looking for, which I kind of was, totally good. It's a good golf game. But, the truth is, if you're somebody out there who already owns like PGA 12K or 12 or 2K12 or 21, whatever it is, on the Switch or anywhere else, you're probably good. That's golf.
There's nothing revolutionary about this golf game, but
so we'll see. They're going to improve it over time, so maybe it'll be better.
Nailed it.
Conan O'Brien has retired from his show on TBS. He's done. He's out. I don't know if you knew this.
Okay.
Did you know this? Do you know he's done?
I did know this. Yeah, I've been seeing. I haven't watched any of it, but I've been seeing recommended clips that with people visiting him for his last week. I hear Homer Simpson even was a guest on the show.
Which is pretty cool because it's still arguable that the best years of The Simpsons were written by Conan O'Brien before he left
agreed.
But that's 28 years, only 2 years or a year and a half or something shy of Johnny's full run. The difference is Johnny's full run was all of The Tonight Show, and this is Conan O'Brien with late night, then brief Tonight Show, then long run on TBS. Like it's all kind of combined, those numbers. But he's also going on to HBO Max with something new, so it's not like he's leaving. He's got a whole another show.
It's still going to be talk show format?
I assume probably some cool, probably some other stuff like he does. I mean, his best stuff is when he takes the camera somewhere and screws around. So maybe it'll be more stuff like that. I don't know. But he smoked pot on air.
What?
Yeah. with
What
Seth.
is he? What is he? Joe Rogan and Elon Musk?
Close. It's Seth Rogan instead. One of the Rogans, just not the Rogan you think.
The Seth Rogan Experience.
There you go.
Is what that is.
On Tuesday's episode of Conan O'Brien, so it's been a bit. It's been almost a week. Yeah. He sought some life advice from actor-producer Seth Rogan. You seem like a guy who's relaxed, centered, like you know who they are, like you know who you are. Says the late night host. I'm going to have a lot of free time on my hands for a while. We're going to start something else up, but I think I'm going to have some downtime. And honestly, I'm not even kidding. I don't know what to do with the downtime. So then Rogan says, and then he said, yes, I get that sense from you, who quickly arrived at a recommendation as far as how O'Brien might fill these days. I would suggest this is going to be a hilariously on brand. Try smoking a lot of weed for a long time, he continued. O'Brien told Rogan while he considers marijuana to be a fine herb and passes no judgment on those who smoke it, he himself does not normally partake. He says, I enjoy my lucidity, he quipped. And then Rogan responded with, never a sentence I've heard in my whole life, and then responded with a laugh that was probably
It's the inhale that you got to do on the road. Well, that's never a sentence I've even thought in my life.
Well, he's got a lot of smoke to breathe through, so whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
O'Brien then shared on a few occasions that he had tried pot. Nothing really happened. The host wondered, though Rogan would have him smoke, particularly given that he owns the weed company Houseplant. So this is a bit of a,
plug.
A little bit of a plug. But anyway, he ended up doing it. Took a couple of drags right there in the air, and...
what are they going to do? Fire him?
Yeah, you just have to sit there grooving on it. Can't do anything. Anyway, that's a fun way to go out, I guess. I don't know. I've been watching a lot of old Letterman for some reason. Been watching YouTube, and I went on this. So it's a long story, but I heard that Jack Hanna was in like mid-stage dementia stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the guy that used to run the Columbus Zoo and come on there all the
Yeah,
time.
always brought the animals that Letterman hated.
By far my favorite guest on that show. And he'd been doing it since the old late night days in the 80s, all the way up through until Dave retired. And from the Late Show. And it was always a treat when he would come on. And I loved it. And so I've been watching those again. And there's a channel on YouTube that is nothing but Jack Hanna appearances. That's all it is. And they're full appearances. So like the entire thing plus it'll be a commercial break and then whatever else he did. So if you're only nostalgic for that stuff, you can go just watch that entire thing. And I was a gigantic Letterman fan back in the day. But that final Letterman week was so much like melancholy from everybody who came on. At least Conan's, kind of fooling around.
It feels less like a wake, right? Like,
maybe because he's not really going away. He's going to go do something else. I don't know.
Right. He's not retiring like Letterman sort of did.
Yeah. But
Are we going to get another season of those interviews he did on Netflix? Like
I hope so. Those were great.
Those were great.
Yeah, they were really good. I would love that. I want to see how his beard's doing anyway. That'd be cool.
It's got to be down to his waist by now.
Yeah. But this is for those who haven't heard at home, and I've told this before, I think I have, but I was so into Dave that I would, in high school, record the night's previous show on audio tape. So I'd watch it. I'd stay up and watch it, but I'd also have a little tape recorder next to the speaker on the TV, and I would record the entirety of the show minus commercials. I'd pause during commercials. Stay up way too late doing this because I'm not supposed to be up that late. I got school tomorrow. Didn't matter. Watched it and recorded it, and then that next day I had freaking Walkman headphones in most of the day, re-listening to the previous day's Letterman.
You invented time shift listening before.
I kind of did.
The rest of the world had it,
and I loved it. Oh my gosh, I loved it. I still have those audio tapes somewhere, and I think a couple of them are Jack Hanna appearances. But anyway, if you want to know what really shaped my tastes in comedy in the 80s and 90s, it was all about Dave back then. Loved Letterman. I used to have these arguments with my grandma because she loved Johnny Carson, just loved him.
And like a who is better kind of thing.
Yeah, and I was a dumb kid then, so I was arguing about nothing because now I have a lot of.
Letterman's edgy and cool.
I go, Carson's for old people. You give it the times, Grandma. But now I know she was right. He had a great career, and Johnny's hugely influential, and there's no Dave without him. So.
There's no reason you can't like both Carson and Letterman.
Right, but I was a dumb kid, and you don't know things like that then. You think you got to take sides, That's why the internet's broken. We think we're arguing with people our age who are smart and intelligent and have grown up, but most of the time we're arguing with a 22-year-old who hasn't figured it out yet. And that's fine. Just remember that. That's how the internet works, everybody. Once you realize that you're probably talking to somebody who has not had the life experience you have, it's much easier just to let it pass. Let them swim on by.
Yep.
All right. Here's a story about a woman.
Woman.
She jumped off the Epcot ride to steal a cucumber. Yeah. You heard.
Yeah, I was looking at the story. I can't figure out which. The Living with the Land ride. I'm not sure which one that is. Because I've been to Epcot and I think I've ridden everything. There isn't a whole lot to ride in Epcot. There you've got all the science and technology rides at the beginning, and then there are a couple of rides throughout the lands. But
I think this is just like the monorail thing, right? Is that what they mean when they say Epcot ride?
No, I think it's called the Land of Living with the Land ride.
Oh, Living with the Land ride.
Yes.
It says there's a. Let's see. I'm trying to. This first part's stupid. Okay. Last weekend, a woman wearing a Minnie Mouse ears set, like a little head thing, jumped out of one of the boats in the Living with the Land ride, which takes visitors through the Disney World greenhouses. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And plucked a cucumber from the vine. Oh, so she was just trying to get like a keepsake from the thing. Anyway, she then had trouble.
Maybe she just wanted a cucumber. I don't know if she wanted a souvenir, but
she's like, man, I could really go for a cucumber.
I could really go for a fresh cucumber right now.
Yeah, there's a few dirty minds in the chat are just waiting to explode.
Of course,
calm down in
they
there.
are.
She had trouble getting back into the boat. Had to be assisted by a man who was also in the boat. There was a TikTok video of this. Is what happened. It's been deleted since, so you can't get it there, but you can see it on YouTube and Twitter. It's still floating around. Nothing ever truly gets deleted. I don't have a copy of it. But anyway, why did she do this? WDW News Today, the Disney Parks website that originally posted the news item, does not say. Feels like they feel a little biased. You're the official Disney World news. What is that? That isn't a news organization. That's just your PR department. Anyway, whatever. Yeah. They weren't able to get any further information, though not for lack of trying. Brian, the host of the Disney News YouTube channel, Main Street Moments, presents. I'm trying not to be judgmental.
I have all the news. Here it is, by the way, if you're curious.
Yeah, let's hear it. I want to see it.
It's right there in our Discord chat. If you jump to 1 minute and 7 seconds, he's watching the TikTok video and giving his play-by-play reaction to it, which is so important.
How far in, you say?
1 minute 7 seconds.
All right, let's unmute him.
Street moments. I vlog and have news videos and all kinds of things. So if you're new, make sure you subscribe.
It is amazing. Like you go to these.
And I have views.
Okay, here she is.
On my vlog if I was there. So, yeah, here's the video. Watch this.
What is that? Oh shit!
They're going to prison.
Oh, she's stuck out of the boat. I don't have a lot of.
Oh boy, yeah. She got off more than once. I like, was that 2 times or 3 times?
Okay.
Falls back on the boat too. I mean, come on.
I shouldn't make fun. I could probably be that dude in a different life if I had to take a job like that. But
it
annoys me.
The YouTuber guy. Yeah.
Oh, can you believe it? Look at this lady. Yeah, she looked like she may be drinking, maybe a little bit.
Yeah, probably. It is amazing how when you go to podcast conventions and stuff, there could almost be an entire category of Walt Disney or Disneyland, Disney World podcasts because there are so damn many. And one of them, Walt Disney, what is it called? The Traveler Disney or something like that, used to win every year.
Oh, yeah.
The podcasting thing.
Right. What's that called?
WDW News or something like that.
But you could count on it every year. They were always.
Yes.
They just won that. Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. I am so excited. Next month. Next month, July. We're getting a new series on Disney Plus, hosted by The Rock, of course, because he's doing everything now for Disney. That takes you into, like, usually Disney's super protective of showing you the behind the scenes of their ride. They don't want you to see what it looks like inside Space Mountain with the lights on, or the machines that move your boat around in Jungle Cruise, whatever. But they're doing a show. They're allowing him to do a show where they go behind the scenes of those rides. So they show you what, how everything works in Haunted Mansion and Jungle Cruise and all that. I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, that sounds great. Do you see this?
Totally
the Jungle Cruise. Speaking of Jungle Cruise, there's this funny sort of viral. It's a bit of a viral marketing scheme, but it's also just kind of been good fun. But watching these two battle, whose face is going to get cut out, I'm
top
dying.
billing. Yeah.
I'm dying. It's so funny because her face is blocked by his torch and his, and his face is behind a tree or whatever, and another one of hers, and I think that's great. And I have so little interest in that film that this is actually working on me. It makes me go, oh, well, maybe I'll watch it. Seems like they're having fun.
It totally is, yeah. And I'm trying to remember, I just saw something about what the next Disney ride that they're turning into the next Disney ride they're turning into a movie after Jungle Cruise, and I immediately forgot what it was. Shoot.
Log Flume.
Is it Splash Mountain?
No, I doubt it. Probably something dumb though. Let's see. It'd be a Disney ride. Space Mountain, maybe?
Maybe. Yeah.
That seems like you can make it.
Oh, it is. It is. There we go. Tower of Terror. Yeah, the Cliffy show mentioned it. It's
really?
Yeah, the Tower of Terror. So the Scarlett Johansson's involved in this, and she's going to be starring in a movie based on the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, which in California has been turned into the Guardians of the Galaxy ride.
Wow. Yeah, it has. That's right. That's not even a thing anymore.
It's not even a thing anymore.
So this isn't to be confused with Disney's Tower of Terror from 1997, starring Steve Guttenberg.
There was a Tower of Terror starring Steve Guttenberg, really?
And Kristen Dunst, yeah. I don't know that it did well.
They're saying, people in the chat room were saying it was a TV movie that they did for. That must have been the one with Guttenberg.
Oh, is it? Oh yeah, ABC.
Yeah.
You're right. But it was still based around the ride. It must have been.
Yeah,
right?
I think so.
Okay. Huh.
Yeah.
You mean classic? Says C9 Ender. Yeah, it's a classic, dude. Never even heard of it until right
is
now.
The Tower of Terror movie with Steve Guttenberg available to watch on any sort of streaming thing?
I don't know. Probably not.
I want there to be. Oh, it's even got Nia Peoples.
Oh, Nia Peoples, Mario Van Peebles' daughter.
That's right.
Yeah.
And Melora Hardin from The Office.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good deal. That's a combo you want.
This has to be available on Disney Plus, right?
Maybe.
Tower of Terror.
Some stuff they're embarrassed about and they don't put up there, so I don't know.
It's totally true. Yeah. No, it's not.
Not there. Yeah.
It does not appear to be on. Oh, I bet it's on YouTube.
Yeah, probably. There's got to be a way to find this gem. This 97 gem. All right.
Gutenberg.
Well done. We're going to take a break now. When we come back, Bill Duran will be here. And also after that, we'll have some time with Steven Schleicher. But before all of that, a song from Brian Ibbott.
Let's listen to a song. By the way, as I'm pulling this up, more details to come. But speaking of Disney and Disneyland and California Adventure, I'm going to be there at the beginning of August. We're going to do a little mini meetup. Maybe we can even get Randy, or if Tom wants to make the long drive up, probably not, but Randy lives over there. Yep. Maybe we can get him to show up. But a little mini meetup. That's mini, MINNIE meetup, probably on the Monday, August 8th. Is it at the 8th?
August 8th.
August 9th, it looks like.
9th.
Monday night, August 9th. And I'm doing a little quick solo trip out to Disneyland to check out the Star Wars area, to check out the new Marvel, the Avengers campus, all that stuff. So
nice.
If you're in that area and want to get together, please let me know. But I'll have details and posted in the Facebook group. Nice. All right, let's talk about this band. We're going to Los Angeles for this one. This is a band called Analog Party. They have a brand new album coming out. This is the first single ahead of it. It's called Blind Driver. These guys are LA-based hard rockers, fierce blues-influenced riffs and rolling drum grooves underneath an impassioned and powerful vocal performance. Love it. You will too. Here's Blind Driver by Analog Party.
These creepy clowns are predicting the soon appearance of the Antichrist.
Aren't you going to ask me what I'm wearing?
This is the morning stream. You were right. Good memories can save your life.
All right, we're back. Quick note that it is Tom Merritt's birthday today, so happy birthday, Tom Merritt. Kind of snuck up on me, to be honest.
Yeah.
I feel like we just had his 50th, which was the big deal to drive. We were all going to go. Well, we were.
That's right.
We
We're all going to head out there. Yeah.
Yeah, we had this big party plan, and then everything got. It was shut down for real as of now, so we couldn't go, and it sucked. It really sucked. Anyway, I hope he has a great birthday and all that. Yes, Brian, that song again, please.
That band again, or that song again. Analog Party is the band. The song is called "Blind Driver." A single brand new release from Analog Party.
Is there a digital party that they compete with on the road?
Yes, it's just one guy and a drum machine.
Oh, okay. Digital party and analog party going head to head this summer.
Party.
Check them out near you.
Your bat cave's open there, Bill.
Bill Duran joining us from punishprops.com, and he's here as he is every Monday talking about the world of makers and making things. Bill, welcome back to the show.
Hello, I'm reporting live from the surface of the planet Crematoria, where it's going to be 110 degrees out today.
Holy cow. Yeah, you guys are getting hit so hard with that. Holy.
It's the worst.
Pretty bad.
And typically, you guys don't have a lot of air conditioning, right? So, because it's...
I have exactly zero air conditioning.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be gnarly. You'll be all sweating, just sitting there and looking all sweaty, you know?
My car has AC. I might have to go for a long drive.
There you go. This is when your entire house turns into a stink bag.
Yeah, no kidding.
That is very true.
Stink bag expands. It's funny you say that get in the car and drive. I've talked to a few people that we know out in that area who are literally doing that. They're just like, you know what? We're gonna do the Pacific Highway this weekend, or we're gonna go down and visit our friends and whatever, and
visit our friends who have air conditioning.
Yeah, exactly. We had our own form of this a couple of weeks ago. We hit a high of 107, which we've never done in any recorded history this early in the year. But we're sort of used to it. Like, we get 90s to 100s in the summer, the deep summer. June usually not, but
I am not used to it.
You are absolutely not used to it or equipped for it, so I feel bad.
No, my cats aren't used to it. No one's used to it.
There got to be some old people there that are like at real risk, you know? Like,
yeah, it's a real,
Oh, man.
It is nice and cool in my basement. I have a basement. It's about 76 degrees down there. I'm probably just going to live down there today.
Yeah, just do that. You're always down there anyway. You got this.
I know.
Yeah, just get a Coke, a cold something, put it up on your head, be all sweaty, get down to your skivvies.
Perfect.
You got this.
Yeah, already there, actually.
Sweet. That's why we don't do video anymore, by the way.
Ginger beer waiting for me. I got a cold ginger beer waiting for me.
Oh, yeah. I like ginger beers. Ginger beer's good. Well, all right. Bill, it's good to have you here. Let's talk about... It's funny. My first ginger beer I ever had was given to me by Bill at BlizzCon. Remember Bill?
Oh, nice.
Not
was
this
it a
Bill,
Schweppes?
Different Bill. No, it was. I don't remember. It was really good though, and it was a ginger beer, but I'd never I never tasted it before.
Yeah.
I think partly because I thought it was an actual beer.
Right.
I'm not a drinking guy, but it's not a beer. It's just called
non-alcoholic.
that. Yeah, and it was really good, and we really liked it. And now I can't find them. I can't find them sugar free. Anyway,
I prefer ginger beer to ginger ale.
Oh, in a heartbeat.
100% of the time.
Yeah, in a heartbeat. And I don't even like ginger as a flavor normally, but in that context, I really like it.
Yeah. I want to say Fever Tree or something is
Fever Tree?
the brand I can get local. Yeah,
Well,
they have sugar-free.
Why can't I think
They have
of Bill's
sugar-free ginger ale and sugar-free tonic water, but I'm not sure.
Why can't I think of the Bill's last name of the Bill who gave it to us? We all know this Bill. It's not Bill Duran, but it's this other Bill. He's great. He's super nice. Always help with getting our room set up out there. He's awesome. Bill. Bill?
Bill.
Damn it. He's probably still listening. And Bill, I can't remember your damn last name. So sorry. Apologize. But I do remember Bill Duran's. Bill, let's get back to it here. What's going on in the world of makers this week?
Speaking of my chill basement, I got my dust collector installed.
Yeah.
Very excited about that, and I wanted to talk about dust collection. I know. Buckle up, everybody.
You think Brian's addiction to Marvel figurines is bad? Wait till you hear about his dust collection. Oh,
Your
man.
dust collection addiction is stuff of legend.
Yeah.
I have millions of particles. So dust collection is important. Anytime you do work that produces fine particles, usually like flung up in the air. So any kind of sanding, if you're hand sanding something, or if you have a power sander, or if you use a rotary tool, you're kicking dust up in the air. It causes a mess. It gets on everything. But also, dust is a safety concern. You really don't want to breathe any of that. So a dust collector is generally some kind of vacuum that pulls the dust out of the air for you while you're producing, like right in the moment. You don't create the dust, let it settle on the ground, and then sweep it up. No. You get it at the source.
Yep.
So if any of your work produces dust, the very least you can do is just like set up the hose from your vacuum cleaner and try and catch as much of it as possible. But something that's really great and something I recommend for a lot of new makers, especially if you have like small things that you use a rotary tool on, just get a box, like a cardboard box or a big Tupperware bin or whatever, that has an open side. So one side of it's open so you can reach into it. So like the lid of your Tupperware box or whatever. And then you cut a hole to jam your vacuum in there. So you have this box that's like a big vacuum area, and then you can just work in there and everything stays in the box and the excess gets pulled out of the vacuum.
Right.
Something I super recommend. Again, if anyone like getting into crafting, I recommend everyone gets a rotary tool. And then I think the next thing you should do is probably find a way to clean up the mess that you make with the rotary tool.
Mitigation. Yeah.
Well, I have a cautionary tale I can add to this. My father-in-law, who is the nicest person you'll ever meet on this planet, but also a avid and accomplished worker of wood. He used to get contracted when they lived in the South to go into New Orleans and like go to these really fancy old, mansions, plantation style things and redo huge swaths of them, like all the woodwork or the hearth work around the fireplaces, this kind of stuff. Anyway, he had a shop and it did a ton of work in there, and for a long time had not the best system of ventilating dust or collecting dust. So he sucked in a fair amount, I think, of wood shavings and particulates for a lot of years there. And now he's 72. He has constantly, there's something in his throat 24 hours.
Oh, that sucks.
And it's not like to the point of like, oh, it's not like full-blown disease or anything, but it's a chronic condition that puts him at risk of all sorts of things. Like when COVID was at its most rampant, he was definitely more at risk given his, respiratory, not blockage, but he definitely breathes funny. He has to clear his throat every 2 seconds. Like it's all from that. So this is like serious business. If you're really thinking of getting into this and you want to not end up with wood lung or chip lung or whatever you want to call it, as you get older, then this is definitely the thing to do. And in your case, you got all kinds of stuff. It's not just wood. You get plastic.
And you want to be careful, especially with things like metals, like fine metal dust. If you breathe that in, it stays in your body until you die. It's just there forever.
Yeah. There's
no getting it out. So the only way to keep that from happening is to keep it out in the first place.
Yeah.
Another thing you can make is something called a downdraft table. Basically, it's like a box I built one recently. It's about, I think it's 15 inches by 10 inches, and then it's only like 3 inches deep. It's this little box. Top of it has a bunch of holes poked in it, and I have a vacuum attached to the side of it. So it's this wide sort of attachment for the end of my vacuum, really. But it's this wide box that I do my work over, and as the dust falls anywhere near that box, it gets pulled into it. You can make a really big one if you do a lot of sanding, like if you do a lot of woodworking, you're sanding large pieces of wood. It's great if you could work over a big downdraft table so that every bit of dust that falls off that just gets pulled right up right away, and it wants to fall down. So that's why the table is really useful.
Is there and you might be already planning on talking about this, but is there a method or a way you can set these things up so that not only do they work for dust, because I'm sanding 3D prints and stuff like that all the time and dremeling and blah, blah, blah. But also want something where I can do some spray paint overflow mitigation as well.
You would want to look that up. I think you want to vent any spray paint stuff outdoors.
Yeah.
Because I don't think the dust
Can I
collector...
move the dust outdoors too?
Yeah, just blow all your sanding dust at your neighbor's house.
Perfect. Yeah. See no reason. I see no problem with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't exactly think why, but I think you want to make sure that all the CFCs and everything gets sent outside.
Yeah, that seems wise.
Now, if you're planning on making bigger messes, which I do, you do want to get a proper dust collector. I have several larger powered dust making machines like a bandsaw, drill press, and I have 5 or 6 powered sanding tools. So having a bigger machine makes a lot of sense. I have a dedicated dust collector. It's like a giant vacuum that doesn't move. You just store it in the shop somewhere. And then I've run a large hose, like a 4-inch diameter hose, from the collector across the ceiling and then down to the tools that need it. I set up a couple of splits so I can send the suction wherever it needs to go. And I set up blast gates so that you can turn the suction off of one hose compared to the other, so that the hose that you're using has all the suction. If you're getting into dust collectors, it is a rabbit hole. So if you're setting up your shop, I know like Mark, the Wood Whisperer, and a bunch of other people, especially woodworkers, are really have videos that have covered dust collecting exhaustively. So
yeah,
I recommend checking that out if you're getting into it.
I like the term. I like the used exhaustively because you're trying to create an exhaust.
Exhaustively is well played.
Yeah, well said.
And then also I have a dust filter in my shop, in the main dust making area. It is a machine. It's just a box that I hang from the ceiling that has a filter on it, and it pulls air through. And it's got a timer. So I'll say, hey, I'm done in the shop, but there's dust everywhere. I'm going to turn this dust filter on for an hour, let it run, and then I'm not going to stand in this room. And that collects more of the fine particles that linger in the air. And that's the stuff that you really... Because you might put a dust mask on while you're using the sander, right?
Yeah.
And then you go work on something else, take your dust collector off. All those fine particles are still chilling in the air. So it's really great to be able to turn on the filter for an hour, and then I go to another room while it takes care of it.
Is it like a little thing you just pull out and replace or clean or whatever in that thing? I don't know how those work.
It's a box, but one end of it has the actual replaceable filter. So you just pop that thing off, put a new one on.
That's like AC or whatever. This isn't bad, by the way, bad advice for, a lot of people just don't think about it. My wife always remembers, and I never do. But every year when we're about to use AC again, so usually now, but we've had to before now, but right around the end, the beginning, middle, or whatever of June when things get really hot, before any of that, she goes down there and swaps the air filter on the entire HVAC system, because whether you knew it or not, you collected a ton. That's the whole point of that filter, right? Is that you collect a ton of stuff, and it's just covered. It's like a big black nightmare.
It's horrible.
Throw that thing out and put a fresh one in. Yeah.
Probably mostly you. It's probably mostly human skin particles.
It's some Scott.
Yeah, it's mostly me. It's my skin and my hair and my air.
Yeah, probably some dog fur.
Yeah, why not?
Scott fur.
Throw that in there. But just in general, it's the only air you got, man. You got to take care of it the best you can. Yep. So, good advice, Bill. Good advice. Mm-hmm. For more, always punishprops.com. But in the meantime, probably a bonus link of some sort for us this week.
Certainly. Got a video from our friends over at Tested. Norm did a really cool project. He calls it his 3D printed anatomical cross section.
Whoa.
So he got a model of like a statue, and then used mesh mixer to slice it into pieces and then print the parts in different like print one part solid, print one part transparent. It's really cool.
Oh,
wow, this is so cool.
That's cool.
Like a head cutaway of this thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's
and
awesome.
the technical stuff Norm did in mesh mixer to slice these things up, it is very low impact. So if this is something interesting and folks have a 3D printer at home, I recommend giving it a shot. Like, he added a skull to it, and punched a skull out of one side. not as hard as you think it might be. So if this looks interesting, I say give it a shot.
Yeah.
Wow.
Plus Norm's awesome. Really like that.
Norm's the best.
Yeah. He is the best. All right. Excellent stuff. Bill, as always, thank you for being here. And everyone do check out punishprops.com, the YouTube channel, and everything else. And wear your dust masks. Bill, have a fantastic week, and we'll see you next time.
Toodaloo.
Bye now. Bye. Oh, I have to remove him. All right, he's now removed. I have removed him.
He's been ejected.
Ejected. He's been ejaculated. We've ejaculated him from the show.
Oh, jeez.
That kind of works, right? It still works. I mean, what is the technical term? I don't want to look it up.
Booted. Booted is the technical term.
Right, but if like what's in those Harry Potter novels, you always hear.
Yes. Ron ejaculated.
Yeah, but it usually just means he yelled or yelled.
Watch out, Hermione! Ron ejaculated.
Yeah, there it is.
Steven Schleicher. Steven Schleicher.
Maybe Steven knows. Steven, what do you know?
I don't know what conversation I walked in on, but you're both horrible.
I mean, sometimes, we tell you, sometimes it's just whatever. We have to talk about these things. It's important stuff. Hey, my daughter's in the chat. I should shut up. Hey, Steven. Hey, look who it is. He was not here last week because he was busy with, I can't believe you got a kid old enough for a freaking, what the heck? How old is he? 14?
He's 14 years old.
All right, y'all start early there. We don't do that till 15 here. How come you guys get a start early?
Yeah, so he gets a learner's permit at age of 14, but you still have to either go in and take the test, which we spent Monday at the DMV, and he failed, so we had to go back on Tuesday. He passed. So then he's also now today starting driver's ed, which also includes a driver's component, but it means that he doesn't have to take the test at driver's ed. And he got a little bit of driving time in before that. When he turns 15, he'll get his, what's it called, limited driver's license, or the one that he can drive back and forth to school. And then when he turns 16, he gets the full driver's permit. Now, the main reason for the learner's permit is just to get kids used to that. Although, if you are in the state of Kansas, if you're 14 and you have your 50 hours of driving in, then you can get what's called it's like a farmer's permit, which allows you to drive your cars tractors and machinery on the farm and go. And now this time of year, we're just about ready to start harvest. It also allows you to drive the trucks back and forth from the fields to the co-op to drop off your grain.
Are you guys getting hit with this heat wave thing?
We had 107 the same day that you had 107, but we've had rain the last couple of days, so it's only been in the 70s and 80s. Last Friday it was 100 something, but it hasn't been super bad. We haven't hit 114 yet.
We gotta protect that bread basket, man. You guys are out there making whatever you're doing. You got stuff to make.
Yeah,
corn,
wheat,
corn. I don't know, whatever.
Corn, yeah.
Why not? You build it, they will come. So it's good to have you here. Of course, whatever. It's being a parent and having your kids start driving is just a weird time. So our hearts
not as stressful as I thought it was going to be, because he's like, Dad, I want to get some driving in before the driver's ed class starts so I don't feel like a complete idiot.
Yeah.
And we went out and he actually did pretty good. There's only a couple times where I really had to yank on the steering wheel to get him in the right spot, but he's been pretty good at it. I don't know if you guys had that problem, if you taught your kids that
my
stuff.
Kids were just stoked and they couldn't wait, but they can't start till they're 15 for the learner's permit and then 16 for the license. And I mean, it's just shifted a year. I guess it's the same process, but there were different levels of excitement. Like Taylor could not wait. It was day one, and then anytime there was an advancement to make toward this goal of having her own license and driving, she was on it. Nick was a little more whatever, I'll get there, and he did, and it's fine. But Carter hates driving, hates it. And so she currently just has a state issued ID, not an actual driver's license. And so she just, before COVID, it was all public transit and us schlepping her around. But yeah, she hates it. She hates driving. I'll let her explain in the chat why she hates it so much, but she hates it.
Some people really do. And it's interesting that people around your daughter's age and your boy's age, which I forgot his name off the top of my head. Nick, yeah.
Town crier.
For some reason, there's not a big rush for a lot of them to want to get driver's licenses. Whereas when we were kids, it was, I grew up in a rural town, so driver's license was the only way you could go and have any kind of freedom.
Yeah, and it felt like this huge step in your growing up, right? Like it was this moment of, I can drive now.
But there were also a lot fewer cars on the road, and you weren't driving 75 on the interstate.
Right, and also, well, I don't know. I just think cars, lusting after cars, the way we were when we were kids, the way we were just like, I gotta get a Mustang, gotta get a Firebird or whatever. I just don't know if that's in them anymore. I don't think kids get all worried, partly because it's so out of their range. Like you can't just go spend $2,000 on a fixer-upper and enjoy yourself. You're going to have to spend $15,000 on a fixer-upper and enjoy yourself.
Right.
Like houses or anything else.
We've been trying to price cars, and it's like, oh yeah, $17,000. That's a good starting spot. And I was like, holy crap.
Yeah. So I don't know.
It's a good thing that a couple of businesses here actually hire kids at 14 because that kid needs to start working.
Yeah. Well, and also when when you're too old and you start white knuckling into trees and stuff because you're old, he'll have to drive you around. See. So
I've already threatened them with the diaper changes. So.
I'll make you change my diaper. All right. Hey, let's get to it. We're going to talk about some stuff. So you at the top of this thing, you mentioned a bunch of stuff about astrophotography tips, rather.
Yeah.
Which you're doing a whole bunch of. What brought? I didn't know you were doing this.
Oh, it was so last week. For those of you who didn't listen to last Monday's episode, where man, I'm terrible with names. Bill was on. He was talking about doing the nature photography.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, well, I've been doing a lot of astrophotography in the last year and a half. Not so much during COVID, but I've been doing a lot of astrophotography. And it's really something that's kind of relaxing if people want to get out and explore the night sky. And right now is the start of the summer targets. And one of the biggest targets that is very easy for anyone to go out and shoot is the Milky Way, because it's very prominent in the night sky. Depending on when you go out, you can get a straight up and down shot of the Milky Way. And depending on where you live, you can get some really amazing photos. So like for you, Scott, I would go down to Monument Valley and just shoot the crap out of the Milky Way this time of year. And it's super easy because you don't need anything special. You can just go out with a digital SLR, and you can, with a wide enough lens. I think the image that you're showing right there, I shot with a 14 millimeter lens, although you can do this with a 24 millimeter lens as well. A lot of the stock cameras that you have, you can do this with, and just prop it up on a tripod. Point it at the night sky. I would use a intervalometer, or a trigger that you can, where you're not touching the camera when it goes off. And then you can just shoot the night sky and do a timed exposure. Now, depending on the type of lens that you're using, you can do something called the 500 rule, which is a really good rough estimate. So you just take your focal length. So in the case of a 14 millimeter lens, you take 500 divided by your focal length. And that tells you how long you can open up the shutter before you start to get star trails, because the Earth is moving and the stars move. And so you're going to get blurs. So for about a 14 millimeter lens, you can do about a 30-second exposure. And that will get a pretty good image. If you want to get an even better image, which the image, again, you were showing, that's using stacked photos. So what you do is you take a bunch of photos, and then you use a piece of software called Deep Sky Stacker, and then you can stack all these images together and then do some further processing in Photoshop to bring out the contrast and the brightness of those areas. So it's really fun, and it's really easy to do, especially right now with the Milky Way. And then, if you wanted to go and do other things, we can talk about that in, future episodes or whatever. But it's super fun. The biggest problem that I think people are going to have, especially for both you and Brian, where you're at now, is light pollution. And you guys, I'm guessing you can go and look up the Bortle, BORTLE, scale of your area, and that'll tell you how much light pollution you have. Ideally, you want to be in a 0, but that's really hard to get to. But if you can get to 2 or less for your Bortle rating, then you can get some pretty good images.
I think we can, from where I live, I think I can get to a place that's got so much less light pollution within a 15-20 minute drive.
Yeah. And that's fairly easy. Where I live, I'm literally at a Bortle 7 in my town, which is really surprising. But again, I can drive 15 minutes south, which is what I did for this image. And I did that at like 3 a.m. and just shot a bunch of those images.
Yeah. Well, you're right about Monument Valley. Actually, even like there's parts of St. George where you can get up on some bluffs and just see forever. Like there's some really good opportunities for that stuff, but this is an amazing shot. Like I don't know if I've seen anything quite like this in a while. So what you're saying is flat Earth confirmed. That's what you're getting at? That's the whole...
Yeah.
Okay. All right, well, we've all been duped, everybody. Flat Earth the whole time. That's what it always was, and he's helped confirm it. Anyway, hey, well, let's move on to some other stuff here. You wanted to mention, at least so everybody knew, since we played a little bit of this on stream, the Demio Realm of the Rat King is out today.
Oh, out today. Cannot wait for this because, number one, it's a new module for those of you that have been playing Demio on your Oculus. Also, supposedly, I haven't checked on this, but if you are someone that has a Rift, Demio for the Rift is also supposed to come out today as well. But Realm of the Rat King is another module for this. It includes new monsters, and it also includes new tile sets to where you're now in the sewers instead of in a dungeon. So you get a bunch of that stuff going on today. And best of all, if you already own Demio, which, Scott, I know you don't because you haven't bought a new headset yet.
Nope.
Right. No new Quest yet.
This is a free update.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
that's cool.
I like
Good.
free
So
updates.
they're not charging for the DLC.
Nope.
I thought they were in early access, but I guess they're not.
I've only seen the stuff that Demio put up on their Twitter stream recently. I've got to install it later today as soon as I go pick up the boy from Driver's Ed. We're gonna play this afternoon together and have some fun.
Yeah, they got I have tons of emails asking me when's the straight up desktop non VR version coming out. That is something they're still working on as well. And that's
they have mentioned that they're working on it, but they don't have a release date right now. Right now they're showing off future tile sets. Like there's one that might take place in a city and another one in a forest location. So those are things that they're showing.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. When they do that, though, if you already own the Steam version, that'll just be a free update when that happens. So watch for that. Cool. Recommendations in the comics world. So I real quick, I've been reading, or I read the White Knight stuff. Loved it. I thought that was an amazing run, and it's weird how I read those two out of order, but now that artist, I forgot his name. He's one of my favorites now. I got to look for everything he's ever done. That dude should draw Batman till he's dead. It's fantastic. But I can't remember his name. But he wrote and illustrated that whole White Knight series.
Hold on.
Yeah, if you've got, I meant to have it here, and I feel bad when I rave about an artist in comics and I don't know their damn name, but he's great, and I loved him, and I would read it again. But if you're looking for specifically a DC recommendation, if you have the Infinite app, the White Knight series, and that's follow-up.
Oh no, I can't hear you guys. Hold on, just a second.
Oh no.
Oh, we've been muted. Hold on, White Knight DC. All right,
but I can't hear anything.
I don't know. Can you hear us? Can you hear us now?
We can hear you. Yeah.
Oh, you can't hear us. I don't know what's
That's
going
what you
on.
needed
You can't hear me.
Here,
Oh no, I can hear you on the speakers. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know if you're going to get echo on that, but I can hear you on the speakers.
You're totally fine. I got a question though. So I'm reading that White Knight, right? And I'm loving it, or have loved it. My question to you is: has the Joker always been known as Jack Napier when he's not the Joker, or is that a different?
No. Let's just say that.
All right,
and leave it at that.
Okay.
It's one of those things that happened along the Killing Joke.
Yeah.
And also around the time of the Batman movie.
Okay, fair enough. Sean Murphy is who I was looking for. Sean Murphy both wrote and illustrated this White Knight series, and his work is fan-frickin-tastic. That guy is
it's
great.
really good.
Yeah, I love his art. He does a thing with Batman's collar that won't work in live action, but it looks so good on the page. It's so badass.
Well, back in 1989, you couldn't do a Batman's cowl like you could
true.
in the comic books in live action.
That's true. All right. Moving on.
But here's something.
Yeah.
Do you like True Grit? Did you like the movie and the book?
Oh, I love True. I've never read the
book.
book.
Of course he did. Come on now.
I love that. I love the
with all the talk that he does about that other movie. Right. I didn't know how he felt about True Grit.
No, I love Westerns, period, but I really love the newer one. I'm not really, don't care for the 60s one, just not that into that era of Westerns. It's not really my jam. But the True Grit, the Coen Brothers True Grit is one of my favorite modern Westerns.
All
I
right.
freaking love it.
So, what if True Grit, but with Supergirl? So
I'm in.
Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, #1 was out a couple of weeks ago. Issue #2 should be out in another couple of weeks. But this is a story where Supergirl is 21 years of age. She wants to go, get drunk, and she goes to a planet that has a red sun. Well, she gets to play the Rooster Cogburn character, and a young girl's father is murdered, and she's on a quest to go and bring this guy down. And she goes into a bar and finds Supergirl and asks her to take revenge. And so it's basically True Grit in space with Supergirl, and it is awesome. And the art is by Bilquis Evely, who is awesome. She's a Brazilian artist, and I highly recommend Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow from DC Comics.
It sounds great. Is that out new, or what's the deal?
That is out. That's brand new, so it's not on Unlimited yet.
Okay.
But it's totally worth going out and get a physical copy just for the art alone is just fantastic. But I think you're really going to dig the story. And that's how it was pitched. It was pitched with True Grit, but with Supergirl.
I'm all in on this. This looks great. I'm not even a Supergirl. Like, I don't really follow her arc, but I could be convinced. It's got that damn dog on the cover, so, there's
It's got crypto in it. And if you don't like animal abuse, there's a little bit of that going on here, too.
Oh, jeez. Really? All right.
Wow. Yeah, let's say the bad guys show how bad they are.
All right. I will definitely be checking that out. I've just been in every night I'm reading comics and can't stop.
That's good.
Yeah, it's just part of it. It's just in my blood right now, and I'm really, really enjoying it. There was one of
I
them
have an
oh yeah, go ahead.
Animated movie recommendation.
Oh yeah, what do you got?
So many people may remember the Jeff Loeb, Tim Sale, Batman: The Long Halloween. Just a great comic book. There's bits and pieces of that book that were incorporated into the Dark Knight movies. And now it's an animated movie. It's coming out in 2 parts. The first part, Batman: The Long Halloween, came out last Tuesday, so it's available now in digital and Blu-ray DVD.
Part 1.
And it is a really good adaptation of the comic book series. So if people are looking for some stuff that is not, Zack Snyder's Batman, go and see what Warner Brothers Animation is doing with Batman: The Long Halloween Part 1. I watched it last week. Really good, pretty faithful to the comic books. You can kind of see where they've made a few changes, and they kind of, I think, maybe give a little bit too much away as to who the Holiday Killer is in the first part. But part 2 won't come out until, I want to say it's January for the second part of the movie.
So here's what's great. The cast in this thing, Jensen Ackles plays Batman. He's actually pretty good. Everybody wants... He played Jason Todd in the Under the Red Hood movie. Oh, right. That was great. Oh, that's so good. Yeah. Josh Duhamel is Harvey Dent. Where's Harvey Dent? Well, he's right there. Troy Baker is the Joker again. Troy Baker's been doing a killer job kind of picking up where Mark Hamill left off in terms of that characterization. He's very good. So Troy Baker's killing it with that. Here's my favorite part of this cast, though. David Malachane, however you say his name. He's in the upcoming Suicide Squad as the
he's
polka
played
dot
by that
man.
guy that looks a little bit like John Turturro.
Yes, just a weird looking dude. So he's the polka dot guy in the new movie. In this, he's Calendar Man, the voice of. So playing 2 oddball freaking villains that no one cares about. I love it.
That's cool. Love it.
And then Jack Quaid, offspring of Randy Quaid and Meg Ryan. Alberto Falcone, and then Titus Welliver as Carmine Falcone. How great is that? That's so great.
Yeah. It is. I think you might have said Randy Quaid. I think you meant Dennis Quaid and Meg Ryan.
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant Dennis. You're right. I meant Dennis.
I might have heard you wrong, but I think you said Randy Quaid.
I meant the crazy Quaid.
The only sad part about the voice acting is Catwoman is played by Naya Rivera, who passed away last year. Remember, in the drowning accident. With her son. Yes. So, but she does a really great Catwoman in this.
Oh, but really bummed me out to hear that. Yeah. Oh, that's terrible to hear that. I didn't know that. I didn't know this. She's too young. She's only 33.
Yeah, she was out. She did a boating. She went out boating with her son, and she didn't return. And I don't know if they found the body, but I just remember it was kind of a big deal because it was almost a year ago that happened.
That's a real bummer. All right. Dang it. Well, all right. I'm curious to hear her characterization as well. But, yeah, very excited about this. I would have probably seen it already had I remembered that part 1 was out. But I'll get on that. I'll rectify that situation. Anyway, so that's a thing. That's pretty cool. When is part 2 out again? Did you say?
I want to say it comes out in like January, February, somewhere around that. It's about 6 months from now.
Okay.
That's maybe it's a little bit longer than that. But.
I kind of wish it was all at once, but hey, what are you going to do?
Well, it's already almost a 2-hour movie as is. They did the same thing with The Dark Knight Returns. They released that in 2 parts. And it's I'm glad that they did because then you get to tell the whole story. It's not like had they had to keep this to 2 hours, they would have had to cut out some holidays. They would have had to cut out some of the explanation as to what's going on with Harvey Dent, those kinds of things. So by making this a 2-part movie, they're actually able to keep more of the story in there and expand in areas that they need to.
It just hit me because I'm dumb. Jensen Ackles is not just the voice of Batman, and you said Under the Red Hood. He's freaking Dean Winchester from Supernatural. Duh. He's one of the brothers. Duh. All right. He's in The Boys, too, coming up. He plays Soldier Boy in The Boys. Oh. Yeah, he's cool. Okay. I like him. He's a handsome man, this guy. A very handsome man. If I was a lady, I'm just saying. Or a gay man. You know what I'm saying. All right, Steven, I think that'll be it for today. Anything else going on the site or network you'd like the fine folks at home to glare their ears
think
to?
With as hot as it is, especially for our friends in the Pacific Northwest, the most important thing that I can tell you this week is to stay hydrated.
Oh, really? Wow. This is new. This is new information. All right, we'll do that. We'll see you later. Bye. All right.
Yeah.
Brian, I bring you to the mashup edition of the show where we're going to talk about the origin of something.
Okay.
Right? And this was created by Jamie before his surgery, so we got a few of these to go through. Still, we continue to wish him a quick heal from his surgery. It's no fun having your whole arm rendered useless for a while.
No kidding.
So we hope that continues to go well for him. This is one of those origin stories where we explain a thing that comes up on the show a lot. And as people know, I tend to mention Mad Max Fury Road a lot on this show. So he decided to dig up the origin of that. I assume he just means sort of the beginning.
The origin of this is when Scott invented Mad Max Fury Road. I love it.
Yeah.
This is
before George Miller came to me and said, "Can I borrow your idea?" and all that. Right. But here it is. Let's play it now. So we're talking about Fury Road, which marks the return of the venerable director George Miller to his roots. His roots being this post-apocalyptic hellscape that was Mad Max, then Road Warrior, then Beyond Thunderdome. So I'm here to tell you people, and I promise you this is not laced with hyperbole. I actually mean this. I don't think I've seen a cooler, more inventive, more energetic, and more nakedly original film in maybe 10 years. It's maybe been a decade that I have been this blown away, and I couldn't tell you the next movie up to that. What else do I have to even say? There's no other movie that I can even compare this to. It's in my top 5 films of all time, period. It just squeaked right in there and said, "Look at me!" And it blew my mind. And when I saw the reviews on Rotten Tomatoes at like 98%, I thought, there's no way this lives up to the hype I have for this thing. There's no way I'm going to go in there and think it's as great as I'm going to be. And they ended up showing me things I've never seen before. They gave me visuals that were both practical and non-CGI, but mind-blowing in ways I never expected to be mind-blown. My mind has never been blown quite like that. There are scenes when they fight in the desert that are so creative that I bet you Rube Goldberg himself rolled out of his grave and said, "How the hell did you do that?" I want to go back right now and watch it again. It is so, that's what I mean though. That world is so thick and rich with story and texture, but you're not have to have any of it told to you. You're just seeing it, soaking it in, filling in the gaps, and that whole chrome thing and the silver spray paint. Witness me! And Nicholas Hoult, I bow to his ability to be the craziest freak show in the world. I loved his whole arc. Everything about him, freaking loved it. And I cannot wait to see it again and again and again. I'm all in. I want more. I want to read all about it. I want to buy books about it. I want to buy it on Blu-ray the second it's available. I want to go pirate it. I want it so bad. For the record, I never pirated it. I never did that. So, for good or for ill, I never followed through on my piracy idea.
No, but this is good proof that it's like your initial review has still stood the test of time for you. You haven't come up with a new movie. It's like, Mad Max Fury Road was great, but holy cow, Jenny and Flo go to Mara del Vista or whatever that thing is called. That completely blows my Mad Max Fury Road review out of the water.
Yeah, I mean the closest we've come is Blade Runner 2049, and it's right up there for all the same reasons. It's up there, but it's not past it. Nothing is.
Right.
Nothing's past it, man.
Nothing's surpassed it.
Yeah. Claire Gack says, have you seen the black and white edition? Absolutely, I have. I own the chrome or the black and chromed edition as well. Well, I have the double pack Blu-ray. What I don't have yet is the 4K Blu-ray, which I know is going to blow some minds. But I didn't have a 4K TV for a long time, so
sure.
Kind of didn't have a reason to. But I got to pick that up. And mine upscale's pretty good. But I've seen both of those multiple times. If I'm to count total, we're probably in the don't know. Got to be pushing 20, 30 times.
Wow.
I love it so much. All right. But you all know that. You knew this.
Yeah, there's no surprise for anybody.
Yeah, no one's shocked here. If you're shocked, what's wrong with you? Okay, that's it for the show. Big thanks to everybody for listening and supporting us at patreon.com/TMS. Please continue to do that. There's rad stuff to get, and only way you get it is by signing up over there. You can always send us your feedback, thoughts, comments, whatever, themorningstream@gmail.com. If you have a better use for the word ejaculate, I'd love to hear it. So send it in. themorningstream@gmail.com. You know, Carter was all embarrassed in the chat, but I got bad news for her. She doesn't exist without a good ejaculation, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah. It just wouldn't
just
happen.
hung up. I think she just closed Twitch and deleted her account and said, "That's it. I'm done. Thank you."
All 3 of my kids don't exist without that. It's just true. I know it's weird. It sounds weird, but it's just true. Tristan doesn't exist without
No, it's true.
A little
It's
bit
true.
of the old.
I just don't feel like I need to remind him. I don't need those visuals in my head of my parents, and I don't want to put those visuals in Tristan's head about his parents.
All right. What are you gonna do? Let's move on to Be Done. Brian, do you have we got to play a song? You got a thing lined up?
I do. Yes, I do.
Right.
This one's going out to Erica Lustig. She says, this is short and sweet. This is a request for a birthday song from my lovely children on the occasion of their birthdays. I love you guys. I'm so proud of you both. Happy birthday. Love, Mommy. Oh, I love hearing that.
That's
Erica,
adorable.
you're so sweet.
Yeah.
Yes.
Super cute.
So let's get to some a great Disney cover that is probably going to be kind of on the harder edge, but I think they're still going to love it. This is a cover by Stellar Cart from the 2011 EP, A Whole New World. This is their cover of the song from Beauty and the Beast, Be Our Guest.
This show is part of the Frog Pants Network.
Frog Pants Network.
Get more shows like this at frogpants.com.
Ja, der große heilige Martin.
Okay.
Ja.
Yeah.